Hello, everybody. So, JT Viper here with a little Viper Unscripted episode just to fill you in on a couple of the happenings around the recent naming of the Quebec City mosque shooter suspect, Alexandre Bissonnette. A lot of people online right now, and I've had arguments with a few, are indicating that, and of course this comes with no evidence that I've seen thus far. I've challenged each one that I've seen just to provide some. I've tried to be polite about it. No evidence at all. But yet it's happening where they're saying, oh, well, just another MRA terrorist. Just another MRA terrorist. As if there is some long line of men's rights activists going out and committing terrorist acts. Now, this cuts a little deep with me because I consider myself an MRA. I advocate for men's rights. Now, I do so peacefully. I am not personally aware, though they may be out there, of any who advocate for the men's rights most common to the MRM, such as male genital mutilation being removed as this common practice from society, fathers' rights in regards to child custody courts and 50-50 parenting, ending the rather blatant sentencing gap amidst plenty of others. No, I haven't seen this happening, and I've asked for examples of these nefarious and apparently just so obvious men's rights terrorists. I can't seem to find any. And the examples I always have thrown it back at me are two people in particular. If I lump them together just for a second with Alexandre Bissonnette, this is who you will most commonly see referred to as MRA terrorists. From left to right, and of course the Wikipedia screen cap kind of gives it away on the first one, we have Marc Lepine, shooter at École Polytechnique de Montréal, who attacked the school because Lepine was an anti-feminist. He was particularly opposed to the affirmative action motions that were being taken around the time of his attack and just prior to, and saw an attack on a women's college as being particularly poignant. Marc Lepine is a piece of human filth. Or should I say was. He turned the gun on himself that day. And no, you will not hear me champion this about men's mental health and suicide. Not quite the case here. Normally that'd be right up my alley, but personally I'm glad the scumbag's gone. I think it was cowardly to go and do all of that and then turn the gun on yourself. If you're going to do anything, you should, have the guts to stick up for yourself in the end. But fine, didn't want to be taken alive, whatever. Guy's a scumbag, piece of trash. I have absolutely zero sympathies for Marc Lepine. Also, Marc Lepine was not an MRA. If you can point me to the evidence that would declare otherwise, as I have asked plenty of people who have gone off and just knee-jerk called him an MRA because, well, MRA is a convenient boogeyman buzzword. Yeah, whenever I ask this, I get nothing back. Nothing at all. His writings, of course, yes, they opposed feminism at the time and what it was doing and affirmative action. But he wasn't campaigning for men's rights that I can tell. On to our next piece of filth. Elliot Rodger. Now, this was a big one. The media went out and branded him as an MRA. Feminists across the globe said, oh, yep, another violent MRA. And yet there's no evidence to indicate that he was a men's rights activist. None. Was he involved with or at least subscribed to portions of what has been deemed the manosphere? Sure. But the manosphere incorporates a lot of different views online, including pickup artists, which Rodger subscribed to, MGTOW, MRAs, some anti-fems, I suppose, and a bunch of other completely innocuous, non-political, non-social activist type of fields that are simply just male-dominated fields as they exist right now. By that logic, just because Elliot Rodger was a pickup artist and subscribed to a small segment of the internet manosphere, but by that logic, he's also automatically some massive football fan or a first-person shooter gaming fanatic. He could be, for all I fucking know. But the fact that he is one does not automatically make him another. The fact that he's one means he's involved with the manosphere in some extent, but not that he is every other version that you want to just pick and choose, every label you want to pull up out of there. Elliot Rodger, Rodgers, of course, went on to commit the massacre at Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, and I believe killing 6 and wounding 14 others in a shooting and stabbing. And he went on to whine about not getting female attention and not being able to make it with the ladies. Note, this is not an MRA talking point. It has nothing to do with men's rights. It has to do with him not getting laid. Not getting female romantic attention. That's, don't know if you've noticed, but that's not exactly in the men's rights spheres of concern. And then we come to Alexandre Bissonnette, of whom I can make no real assertions, aside from the fact that he went and shot up a mosque in Quebec City, that he murdered, as far as I know right now, 6 people with plenty more injured, that he obviously has something against Muslims or Islam as an organization or an ideology, I should say. And people are saying, oh, well, he's only done this. I saw something on The Social this morning. He's only done this because Marine Le Pen visited Quebec and oh, she's far right and she's all these other things, and it's because of her he did this. It's because of Trump he did this. And I forget which clucking hen it was on that show. Same one, I believe, who said, well, because Marine Le Pen came and spoke there, that's why it happened. Went on to say, well, at what point do we say that Donald Trump and Marine Le Pen are advocating or inciting terrorism? And at the very end, up to that point, she'd done okay with covering her ass by saying, oh yeah, Marine Le Pen, rumored to be a white supremacist, rumored to be all these things. And then she goes flat out and says, Marine Le Pen is a white supremacist, is a white nationalist. I hope you get sued for slander. I really do. Because you cannot simply make these accusations without significant base in them. And people wonder why Donald Trump wants to expand libel laws against the press. Anyway, moving on. The overall message of this video is intended to be very much the same as the last video I put out regarding the Quebec City mosque shooting, which has since been demonetized, although Fusion's video is still up, still monetized, and oddly enough has video game adverts on it involving hunting and gun use, which you'd think would just panic the poor dears. Not sure what YouTube's doing there. Anyway, my message in all of these cases is this. If you want to have a debate, if you want to have a reasonable argument, I won't say a reasonable discussion because somebody will pull a shank on me. If you would like to have a reasonable discussion about this, if you'd like to have a debate, just an even-keeled, sit down, chat this out, hash out some points, bring some facts to the table, I'm here. I will sit down with you. I will be exceedingly polite. I will give you your time to speak. I will then request my time to speak in due turn. I will not shout you down. I will not scream at you. But I will require that you back up your statements. Because when you brand the MRA logo or label, the word I was looking for, onto individuals like Alexandre Bissonnette, Elliot Rodger, and Marc Lepine, all you are doing is demonizing good people who are trying to make a change for the better in the world, while at the same time, showing your own ignorance. To anyone who's doing this, this is advice to help both you and me. If you're willing to stop and going to make an effort to stop mislabeling these individuals with the MRA label, then that will make things a little easier on me. Because I can't sit by and let a movement that I'm a part of be unjustly tarnished with human filth, scumbags like these three idiots, and not confront you on the facts. I can't do it. It would make no sense. I have to point out your ignorance. And when I have to point out your ignorance, it makes you look bad and discredits you for no reason. There is nothing to be gained. I'm telling you, there is nothing to be gained by mislabeling people. You've been trying this for years. You, the proverbial you, the they, the powers that be. Primarily the so-called progressive left. You've been trying to mislabel your way and slander your way and fabricate your way through to power. And if the Trump election has taught you anything, it should be that those tactics no longer work. If you want to sit down and just, honestly, just show some basic rationality, elevate yourself above the status of just pure animalistic, instinctive, emotional responses, and just think with me for a second, I'd welcome you with open arms. But I have to oppose you if you are going to post libelous posts and utter slanderous statements about a movement and a cause that I so dearly support. I can't sit by. I'm sorry. So folks, again, the message is this. When something like this happens, wait, think, speak. Those are three very important steps to take. We must wait until all the facts are in. We must think about what we are saying before we say it. And we must speak when terrible things like this occur. That'll be all for today's Viper Unscripted. Stay tuned for later this week as I will have videos prepped Saturday, Sunday, and possibly a little bonus one, on Friday. Thank you all, and please, think, then speak. Have a good day, everybody.